Welcome everybody to the LVI universe. This is the legend and Jefe here, speaking with everyone who participates in the LVI universe. So tonight we're going to talk about our rules and how we run here in the LVI universe, since we have a lot of new superstars here on the LVI universe. First of all, the first rule is to like, share, comment, and this is, you must do it on social media. It could be Facebook, Instagram, and also on YouTube. Um, Challenging and asking for matches or titles is how we participate. All right, those are the comments you must make. Like, I want to challenge X superstar for this title if he has a title, or if you have a rival, you have something against one of the superstars that you don't like and you want to fight against him, we could make a rivalry match also. All right, but you need to let me know with a comment. I need to see it, read it, and be assured that you really said it. Like, do not leave me a voice mail uh, comment on anything. Just write it down or type it down in Messenger. It could be on Facebook below, in the LVI Universe group. It could be on Instagram in the chat room that we have. And if you have TikTok, if you see any of my videos on TikTok, then just um, look up Manny Rivera, and that way you'll find my TikTok page or account, and you can make a comment there. Say, I want to challenge X superstar for this championship. All right. So we do not do no personal insults to anyone. It will not be tolerated when trash talking. If you cannot or don't know how to trash talk, then just challenge. All right. No talking about religion. No insulting politics. No insulting, the personal person. You just make a challenge, say I'm better than you or something like that, and I'm gonna prove it in the ring. Make a comment like that, and that's how you trash talk. But if you do not know, just say I want to challenge this superstar. All right. Now there's gonna be 3 strikes of warnings, and you're out. The first warning I give you, I say you trash talk wrong, you went personal, you did this or that. So you're not going to have any matches for a week. That's the first warning. The second warning, you do it again, no matches for a month, including the pay-per-view. And the third time that you do it, you are out of the LVI. You are blocked. You are eliminated. You are fired. All right. Now we have the champions that defend the titles. We have the 24/7 champion. He defends the championship every day. All right. So he is not on the list of any of the divisions because he's a 24/7 champion. Fight against he can fight against anybody, or anybody can challenge him every day. So, and that champion is name is Indio Flecha. He's the 24/7 champion right now. So whoever wants to fight Indio Flecha, you just let me know with a comment below. If not, I will be choosing WWE superstars in the meantime until I hear from a LVI superstar. All right. Then we have the hardcore champion right now. I believe it's Phenom. Yep, Phenom is the hardcore champion. So he will be defending the championship every day. Also, if he skips a day, it will become a triple threat. If he skips 2 days, it will become a fatal 4-way. If he skips, 3 days, then it'll be fatal 5, and so forth. The days go by if I can't, or nobody challenges him or whatever. But in the meantime, whoever wants to challenge him, let me know with a comment below, and you have your match. If not, he will be fighting WWE superstars. All right. Then we have the women's hardcore, which is Brittany Clark. our champion right now. So Brittany is the women's hardcore champion, and she can defend it every day also, especially on Legend versus Icons, where we have all the champions there. Let me show you that. So these are the champions that will be defending the minor titles for now. So if you want to grow in the business and you want to become #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship or the LVI, or the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, you need to become champions of these titles first. Alright, this is how you go up in the ranking. You cannot go directly to the champion and say, I want your title. We're not going to be doing that. So let's say whoever's under the 10th, like any of these superstars, except for the King of the Ring, Darius Angel, he can challenge any champion, anytime, anywhere, whenever he wants, except for the pay-per-views. Alright, anyway, so these superstars cannot challenge directly the whole freaking show for the title. They can have a fight against him, but not for the title. Alright, because you have to become #1 contender. Alright, so the other titles that I mentioned in Legend versus Icons, the up up down down, the left right $1 million title, you want to become a #1 contender or a true champion like the whole freaking show, you have to go through this. They went through it. They became hardcore champions and all that, and now look at them. So there you have it. Now the champions on the LVI show, each champion will be defending their title every Thursday. Now let's go with the now that I see this, we have a new championship, LVI Light Heavyweight Championship, which is only defended on the LVI show. Alright, Cal Hero, I put him as the champion since he is on the LVI universe and on the LVI show, and he's from OVW. I gave him the title to start off, and these are the rankings of the superstars that are light heavyweight or cruiserweight that can challenge Cal Hero. Alright, so anyways, as you can see, we have the LVI Women's Tag Team Champions, the Awesome Ones, and whoever wants to become the champion and wins the championship, they can challenge the women's champions of SmackDown, on Raw, on NXT, and on Lucha Libre Classic. Alright, so these are, you have to become a champion to challenge the other champions of the other shows. Alright, that's the only way. You have a week to become a WWE champion, NXT champion, or Lucha Libre Classic champion. Same goes for the LVI Tag Team Championship titles. The Legends, Rodriguez and Mr. Morgan, they are champions right now, and they have these days to become a champion again. It could be on the Raw, it could be on NXT, it could be on Lucha Libre Classic, because Thursday is coming up soon. So if Thursday comes and they are not champions of the other shows, then they still have to defend the LVI Tag Team Championships in a 6-way maybe, or 8-way, or 4-way tag, rather say. So it'll be 4 teams fighting against, or 3 teams fighting against the champions to become the LVI Tag Team Champions. If they retain, they get another week, another chance to fight against the Tag Team Champions of the other shows. Then we have now the LVI United States Champion. So the LVI United States Champion can only challenge the WWE United States Champion. If he wins, he becomes the champion, and then the next Thursday he will still has to defend this title against 5 others. You know, it could be also a 8-way match, since there are only 7, you know, contenders, and he's number 8. So we could do that also, and see if he retains, and or if we get a new champion who can challenge the new United States champion. All right. Now, same goes for the LVI Intercontinental Champion. Whoever wins the LVI Intercontinental Champion can only challenge the WWE Intercontinental Champion. And if he wins or loses, he still has to defend it the next week against these other 7. Alright? Then we have our LVI Women's World Champion, Shamana. She can challenge the champions on SmackDown, Raw, NXT, or Lucha Libre Classic. Only the Women's Championship, the major one for the women's. Alright? And then we have the LVI World Heavyweight Champion, El Terror, who's will be challenging, you know, the champions of Raw, NXT, Lucha Libre Classic, or SmackDown. You know, wherever, you know, he goes with the title, he can defend the major champion of the other shows for a week. So that means that weekly, the whole freaking show, and Jay Black and Fuego Hernandez and King Darius Angel will be defending the titles against the LVI World Heavyweight Champion. Alright? I'm trying to explain this as clear as I can so everybody can understand how this works here on the LVI universe. So that has been explained. Now let's go to the next topic, which is the other shows that we have. So I will try my best to post the divisions and the rankings of each show before posting the shows. Alright, and as you can see, we have stage auxiliary superstars here, which are superstars that will not be participating in the divisions, but they can have fights. You know, they can fight, but they're not in any of the rankings until they let me know what championship they want to fight for. All right, most of them are tag team, and they have to earn their spot to become tag teams in the LVI Raw. But for now, we have the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Ashley McKay, and she can defend this weekly against the #1 contender only. If there's no challenge, then we will be having #1 contender matches to see who will be challenging Ashley McKay. But the only challenge can come from the #1 contender. If you are not a #1 contender, then you must challenge the #1 contender to become a contender for her championship. All right, if you do not challenge, no comments, no matches. All right, so that's how it works. For the tag team, as you know, we have the LVI Women's Tag Team Champions, which are also the awesome ones. So right now, if they are the LVI Women's Tag Team Champions, and they are the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, so that means the #1 contenders are the only ones who can challenge the awesome ones for the titles. You know, if you are on the LVI universe and you see yourself in the ranking, which that's why I'm going to be trying to post these rankings, you know, before the show, so that way you guys let me know, you know, I want to challenge. And if it cannot happen the same day, we could do it for the next week. I just need to read the comment saying that you're challenging the champions. And then we have Amanda the Amanda, our WWE Women's World Champion. And same goes here. The LVI Women's Champion is the only one who can challenge Amanda the Amanda for her title. If not, then the number one contender will be challenging her at the pay-per-view, the next pay-per-view we might have. Alright, and then we have our undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, the Brothers of Carnage, which now in this game it has Raw Tag Team Champions and SmackDown Tag Team, so it's like divided now, but still same goes for the LVI Tag Team Champions who are on the LVI show. They can challenge the Brothers of Carnage for the titles on Raw for the Raw Championship, or on SmackDown for the SmackDown Championship, or both. And if not, they could go to NXT or Lucha Libre Classic if they lose against the Brothers of Carnage. Alright, then we have our Intercontinental Champion, who is also the LVI Intercontinental Champion, War Machine. So right now Gunther is the number one contender, and he can challenge the War Machine. But since he is already the LVI Intercontinental Champion, so that means yes, Gunther is the one who can challenge him for his championship and maybe take it away from him or not. We will find out. And then we have our World Heavyweight Champion, the whole freaking show. And as you can see, the Mastodon is the number one contender, but the El Terror is the LVI World Heavyweight Champion. So El Terror has more priority to challenge the whole freaking show. Also, the King of the Ring, Darius Angel, he can challenge the whole freaking show anytime, any place, anywhere, except for the pay-per-views. King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring cannot challenge champions at the pay-per-views, you know, unless they are number one contenders. That's the only way. Alright, so now let's go to LVI NXT. Here we have Jay Black, our NXT champion. Only the LVI World Heavyweight Champion can challenge Jay Black, and if not, the number one contender. But I did that backwards this past pay-per-view. So Etero fought against Jay Black and lost in the casket match, and now we have Mastodon, who will be challenging Jay Black for his title. Then we have the North American NXT North American Champion, Fuerza Maligna, who defeated Eric Cassidy at the pay-per-view. And as you can see, he is the champion. And we're going to go to the rankings, so that way we know who can challenge who. We have the NXT Cruiserweight Champion. We only have 4 contenders for that title. We have our NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, VMB. And these are the rankings of the challengers. And this is our Women's NXT North American Champion, Natalia, who won the championship at the pay-per-view. And Keisha Kat is our number one contender to challenge Natalia for the title. And as you can see, only the number one contender will be challenging. And if you want to challenge the champion, you have to let me know with a comment below, and I'll say fight the number one contender. If you beat her, you will become number one contender. Alright, and then here's our NXT Women's Champion, La Reina Viuda Negra. And as you can see, Chamana, she's the number one contender and also the LVI Women's Champion, so she might get priority in challenging her this week. Who knows? And then we have the the NXT Tag Team Champions, the Blue Bloods. So these are the rankings of the champions. Of the contenders, sorry. And only the number one contenders can be challenging the champions. If you're not number one contender and you want to fight the champions, you have to let me know. And if you let me know, I'll let you fight the number one contenders first this week. And then next week you can, if you win the number one contender spot, then you can challenge the Blue Bloods. If there are no challenges, then most likely the number one contenders will be fighting against the champions. Then we have our NXT North American Champion, Fuerza Maligna, and these are the top 10 that we can see that can challenge the NXT champion. So let's say if there are 2 or 3 challenging him, I could make that happen, but they have to be in the top rankings. Let's say that if these 3 are challenging Fuerza Maligna, it could be a fatal 4-way, you know. But since they are WWE superstars and they're not gonna let me know, then that's not gonna happen. So we have, like I said earlier, the Mastodon is the number one contender for the NXT Championship, which we will be watching that match this Tuesday on LVI NXT. So, because Elter already had his chance at the pay-per-view, so now it's the Mastodon's turn to challenge Jay Black. And now let's go to Lucha Libre Classic. So, we have a new tag team titles on Lucha Libre Classic, which is the OVW Tag Team Championship titles, and we have these two, Luke Curtis and Mr. Spectacular, I think, or Pectacular is his name. And from OVW, they will be the champions, and these are the rankings of the titles. Of the contenders. I'm sorry, I'm a little tired, but these are the titles. These are the contenders for the title of the OVW Tag Team Championship. Then we have the Lucha Libre Classic Women's Tag Team Champions. The Queens are the champions, and here are the top contenders, or the only contenders for the titles. So only number one contenders can challenge the champions. And the same with the Lucha Libre Classic Tag Team Champions, the Outsiders, Robo Expriser and Gemelo Fantástico Uno Rubén Díaz. They will be defending the titles against number one contenders or the LVI Tag Team Champions if they challenge them. You have to let me know if they're going to challenge all the champions during the week or a certain title. Then we have another new championship, the OVW Women's Champion, Layla Gray. And these are the contenders for her title. And then we have the OVW Championship, EC3 is in Lucha Libre Classic. And he will be defending the title against these superstars that you see here. Then we have a Lucha Libre Classic Women's Champion, Janitza Lebron. She will be defending her title. It could be against the LVI Women's Champion or the number one contender. And we have Fuego Hernandez, who is the Lucha Libre Classic World Champion, and he will be defending his title against the number one contender or if the LVI champion challenges him. Alright, so there you have it. Now let's go to the LVI show so we can know who is who. Like I mentioned earlier, light heavyweight championship title is new and only can be defended on the LVI show. LVI Tag Team Champions, they will be defending the titles this Thursday to find out who will be fighting against them for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. It could be 6 women or 8 women tag team match. So all depends. Same with the Legends, Mr. Morgan and Rodriguez. They could be challenged by these teams right here. And then we have Fuerza Maligna, who is the number one contender for the United States Championship against Grim. You know, it could be one-on-one, it could be a triple threat, it could be a fatal 4, fatal 5, you know, a 6-man ladder match or whatever. You know, all depends on the participations, on the comments, on the likes, on the shares, you know, all depends on that. I go by that. If I see your name and I see that you're not participating, it's a no-go for you. Don't think about it. Why am I was on the list, I was on the contender division, you know, and I didn't get a chance to fight Grim. I'm like, hey, did you hit like? I didn't see you comment, I didn't see you share, I didn't see you doing anything, you know. So you're just there, you become a jobber. If you're not participating, you become a jobber. Like, I will use you, you know, to for others to grow, you know, a handicap match and stuff like that. So don't go there. If you want a title match, make your likes, make your comments, make your challenges, and then, you know, I see that you're participating. And here's our LVI Intercontinental Champion, who is also the WWE Intercontinental Champion. So we will have maybe a 6-way match to see who will become the new LVI Intercontinental Champion this week. So remember, these titles are only held for a week. Every week it's going to be like a pay-per-view on the LVI show. Everybody defending their titles. And we have Chamana, the women's world champion, who can challenge any women's major champion from the other shows. And El Terror, who is the LVI world heavyweight champion, who is challenging, you know, other champions. Like, he challenged last Sunday and he did not win, so now, you know, we give him a break, or we wait for him to comment to see what he wants. All right. So this Thursday we will have a 6-way or 8-way match. All depends. There could be gauntlet matches also. We might have that happening. So that's what we have on the LVI show. Then we have LVI SmackDown. Alright, we have 3 in Stage Auxiliary. I believe they are on kind of rivalries. Anyways, we have Sadika, who is our WWE Women's United States Champion. So only the number 1 contender can challenge her for the title. And if you're not a number 1 contender, I advise you to challenge the number 1 contender, who is Selena Vega. So if you're on the list, take note and challenge away. Then we have the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, who are the LVI Women's Tag Team Champions. So I guess the number 1 contenders, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, can challenge the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, you know, soon. Then we have our WWE Women's Champion, Alicia. So if you're not number 1 contender, do not think about challenging her. Only Chamana, who's the LVI Women's Champion, can challenge Alicia. And if you're not number 1 contender, you have to fight Io Sky to become number 1 contender. Alright? Then we have our SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the Brothers of Carnage. And SmackDown, we have Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa as the number 1 contenders. So if you are thinking of challenging the Brothers of Carnage and you're not number 1 contender, then go let me know with a comment below that you want to challenge the number 1 contenders, and you'll get that match. And if you become number 1 contenders in the next week, then you might get your title shot. And here's our LVI SmackDown WWE United States Champion, The Gesture. This man is funny and crazy at the same time, but he is the champion. So only the LVI United States Champion can challenge The Gesture. And if not, then the number 1 contender. And if you're not number 1 contender, like I'm saying continuously, then you have to challenge the number one contender to go up in the ranking. If you're way down there, you know, you might have a shot fighting Logan Paul, but it all depends on what you want. You have to make a comment. And here's our King of the Ring and undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, Darius Angel, ready to defend always his championship against El Terror, who's the LVI World Heavyweight Champion, or the Mastodon, who's the number one contender. So if you're not on the top, you are not challenging the champion. So that's what we got there. And then we have the Legend versus Icons. So we have the Legend of Jefe, me, myself, and I, as the $1 million champion. So if you want to become a champion, you can. And here we don't go by the rankings. Here you can challenge, but you have to make a comment below and say, I want to challenge the champion, and I'll give you a title shot. If it's for the $1 million, fine. If it's for the hardcore, fine. If it's for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship, fine. You can challenge. Let me know with a comment below, and I'll make it happen. If not, then the number one contender will be fighting the champion. That's how I'm going to be doing. And then we have the up, up, down, down. AJ Rivera is the champion. So left, right champion Rodriguez. And the women's hardcore champion Brittany Clark. So anybody can challenge any champion. Here's the European champion also, which is me, myself, and I, the Legend of Jefe. And as you can see, you know, there are many in the ranking. There are many in the contenders division that can challenge the Legend of Jefe for the title. So if you do not make the challenge, you do not get a title shot. It doesn't matter in what ranking you are on Legend versus Icon. If you do not make the challenge, you know, by texting or making a comment, then I'll be choosing the number one contender. Alright? So I believe I mentioned everything I needed to mention. So the privilege for the King and Queen of the Ring, you can challenge any champion, anytime, any show, except for the PLEs or the pay-per-views, unless they are the number one contenders, and they can join any championship match during the match. I mean, like before the match happens, you know, they have to let me know with a comment, say, okay, I want to fight for this title, and there's already a match, you know, set up, like who's gonna fight on the champion, and he says, I want to join, and becomes a triple threat. Same with the Queen of the Ring. If the WWE Women's Champion has a fight against, let's say, Io Sky, and the Queen of the Ring says, I want to fight her too, it becomes a triple threat. But she cannot, and he cannot do that on the pay-per-views or PLEs that we have. So with all that said, all of the champions will defend their titles, and we will have one mixed tag team match on the Legend versus Icon show. You know, that's another thing I wanted to mention. We will have mixed tag team matches, at least one, on the Legend versus Icon show. So I believe this is all I have covered. So I want you guys to know that I'm here for you. Any comments, any questions, just leave a comment below. If you want to change your moves, you have this month of June to move to let me know what moves you want to change, the attire or anything. So once that's changed, there's no more changing in the month of July ahead. You stay as you are for the rest of the year, you know. Now, the OVW I was going to mention is that they're here temporary. So if I see that Cal Hero, communicates with the other superstars that are on the LVI universe and say, okay, you guys are in this show, check it out, hit your like button or whatever, and I see them participating, then they'll stay. If not, I'll give them a month or 2 months, of a test, and if they don't participate, then I'll be eliminating their titles and their superstars, and I'll be adding new superstars. But right now the roster is full. We have all 100 superstars in the roster. So we hope you enjoyed this season of 2K24 to 2K25 here on the LBI universe, and I am very happy and excited for everyone who's participating here on the LVI universe. So have a good night, everyone, and thank you for watching this video about the rules and regulations, and how we run things here on the LVI universe. Don't forget to make your comment below to let me know if you understood. If you did understood, say yes or give me a thumbs up or anything. Just make a comment so that way I know you're with me. If I don't see your comment, then I know, where you stand as a jobber. Alright, so if you don't want to be a jobber, you want to be a champion, give me a thumbs up and like this video. So thank you all for watching, and have a good day, good night, and see you during the week.